The Miami Dolphins did something peculiar the other day, and I talked about it yesterday. And I really want to talk about it today because what are you doing? What is up, Finn fans? The Dolphins did something with, I was going to say Russell Wilson, with Zach Wilson's contract. And it's making me think, was on podcast with Mike from Dolphins Talk. You can also find my stuff over at Dolphins Talk. And he brought up the question as well. And I've been thinking, Lincoln. So we're going to talk about that. But first, I have to shout out today's sponsor. And this video is powered by BetUS TV. Go check them out at BetUSTV.com for your odds, your market settings. No, not market settings, but your odds and your markets and your sports content. You can also check them on X at BetUS TV. Go check them out. They got some really great stuff over there. And you might notice some people over there that look familiar. Not me, but you might notice some people over there. One other thing before I go into and delve into this. I got something planned with a certain somebody for this, not tomorrow, not today, but next week, Friday the 4th. It's something in the works. So keep your eyes and ears out. And some of you might already know what this is because that certain somebody also mentioned it and they didn't say who the person they were working with either is me. So when the time comes, I will let you guys know. So the Miami Dolphins, the Miami flipping Dolphins did this on March 26th, which was a day ago. It was Wednesday. They took Zach Wilson's $6 million cap hit and they reduced it to $2.2 million. And then they took the other $3.8 million. And that will be a cap hit next year, even though Zach Wilson's not under contract. But doing all this finagling and moving of stuff put the Dolphins at, drumroll please, $21 million in cap space. Why? I think that is the question I've been delving on and thinking about for the past couple days. Why? Why did you do this? Why are you doing this? Why him of all people? And I also said this on Dolphins Talk. Why? You could have easily extended Sealer, created more cap space. Extended Brooks, created more cap space. Extended Brewer, gave all three of those gentlemen, deservingly so, contract extensions. Not kicking the can down the road, just giving them extensions. Reducing the cap space this year. Why that? Why did you do that to create $21 million in cap space? And why pay him next year even though he's not under contract? Why? Something's going on. Something's fishy. Why? So right now the Miami Dolphins have $21 million in cap space, right? And if you go over on over the cap, they will tell you how much each team is going to have to pay in for their draft picks. And right down here, you have the Miami Dolphins who have picked 13, 48, 98, 116, 135, 151, 156, and 3 7s. So 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 2 4s, 2 5s, 3 7s. That's who the Miami Dolphins have. Now you see here they have $12.5 million in the rookie pool, but the cap hit is only $4.1 million. And again, the rookie pool is the total cost in cap dollars that a team needs to sign its rookies in the summer. The cap space required to do this is less than the rookie pool. This is because every draft pick signed will replace a player already counting against the cap. So essentially, it's going to cost the Miami Dolphins in cap space this year $4.15 million in cap space to sign their rookies, right? And then you have the Titans up here are the most. They're at $8 million. And then the least is Eagles, $2 million. So that's not a lot. And then you have undrafted free agents, which their money is really not guaranteed, nor does it really go against the cap because it's more of the top 51, and they are not even going to go near that. So you don't really have to worry about that. So the Dolphins Take that out, have about $17 million, give or take, in cap space. Why? Why did they do it? Why did they do it with Wilson? I keep asking that question because this is the question that runs through my head, right? Is there a trade possibility in the works? Now, I would not trade for anyone or anything or anybody, they said anyone, for more than a third, right? We have 2 fourths, we have 2 fifths. Send one of them, right? Keep your first, second, and third. You only got one of them, and there are some players in the top 100 that'll be really good instant starters. But if you can make a trade for one of the fourths or one of the fifths, because again, we have 2 of them, 4 players, and I wrote down 3 that intrigued me, because why, again, did you create this cap space? You got like Trey Henderson of the Cincinnati Bengals. They're not paying him, right? He's going to sit out. He's going to do whatever he needs to do. They're not going to pay him because they can't pay him. They just paid their 2 receivers in Higgins and Jamar Chase a buttload of money. They can't afford to pay him. Is there a trade possibility? Again, and if you trade for him, you need to pay him. You just clear your cap space. And we need defensive line help. Now, again, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's more of a hands down than a hands up. He's a different type of player than than I'm thinking of when it comes to Chubb and all them. Also, Chubb won't be on the team next year, which will clear cap space, which he will then overtake. Also, Jalen Phillips. See what I'm saying? The future is bleak with the pass rushers. Jalen Phillips playing on his 5th year if he can't stay healthy. My favorite Dolphin right now. What are they going to do with him? Bradley Chubb's not going to be on the team next year. And then you got Chop, the rookie. You bring in a Trey Hendrickson. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Also, Jair Alexander, right? He's banged up. He's on the trading block. Looking at probably around $15 million a year, give or take. We do need a corner opposite of Jalen Ramsey. Could he be the heir apparent to Jalen Ramsey? That is a possibility. I'm not saying these things are going to happen, people, because I can already tell people just listen. George Kittle. That one seems a little bit more likely, right? Because the 49ers are selling everybody. Brandon Ayuk apparently is up on the block. George Kittle loves Mike McDaniel. You know who else George Kittle loves? John Embry. He's the tight end coach for the Miami Dolphins. He's looking for a new contract. It won't cost a lot because he's not a young spry chicken anymore. Could probably get him for a 5th and then have to pay him. Those are the 3 names I'm thinking of trade-wise that I'm like, we kind of have needs in these areas. Not necessarily tight end, but it would be a nice depth 1-2 punch with him and Jonnu. Really dangerous, and it won't cost that much. But then also you look at the free agents that are out there. Are the Dolphins clearing up that cap space? Because again, I will reiterate, the Dolphins only need $4.1 million to sign the free agent, sign the draft picks. Are the Dolphins seeing any free agents out there that they're like, we need to make a move, or let's hurry up and go out and get these guys because we want to feel better going into the draft, like Brandon Sheriff, like Will Henderson, like Dalton Reisner, like Za'Darius Smith, like Matt Judon, like John Jerry, like Asante Samuel Jr., Rasul Douglas, Justin Simmons, Quandre Diggs. Any of these names I'm throwing at you, they can possibly grab more than one with the cap space they cleared up. Is something a brewing with Chris Grier? Because he has been awfully quiet. He's made some picks here and there. He's brought in some free agents here and there that have been nice additions, quality, solid additions. And then you look at the possibility, right? Say they do trade a 2nd for somebody. Is there a possibility the Dolphins trade Tyreek Hill? I don't think they're going to trade Tyreek Hill. I'm, again, just playing devil's advocate and throwing things out there and seeing what sticks. They trade him before June 1st, which will essentially happen. Look at that dead cat. They're not saving any money, so you'd have to figure out a way of, hey, can you take half of this $28.3 $3 million, blah, 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 blah. I don't think they'll trade him unless a team does offer a nice compensation like a first, because then all of a sudden you can eat that. And why can you eat that? Because you cleared cap space with Zach Wilson. See what I'm saying? Something's happening that you can now eat that $598,000. The dead cap is big, though. 28.29 is a big dead cap. But it's not that big post June 1st. They're not going to trade Tyreek Hill. They can't afford it. Plain simple. They're not going to trade Tyreek Hill. But unless, again, a team is willing to take some of that dead cap on. But the whole point of me making this video isn't for clickbait, because again, clickbait means that I title it something and I don't talk about it. I'm literally talking about the title. It's more me telling you what I think, and I want to hear what you guys think, you ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Why do you think the Dolphins moved the money of Zach Wilson? Why do you think the Dolphins are now sitting at $21 million in cap space? What is your thought process? And again, if it comes to the draft picks, only $4.1 million. Comment below. I'm very interested to see what you guys have to say. What's your thoughts on what I have to say? What is going on? What is going on? Yes, the neon sign is off. I still haven't figured out how to have it on and make it look good on the camera. I am not that tech savvy when it comes to my camera. So again, if you are very tech savvy, I have a Canon R10 and you know how to make this look good, me lit nicely, but also not have that flickering like a mother, please hit me up in an email. I need some help. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. If not tomorrow, definitely Monday. We're going to talk running backs. We got to get through these draft pick prospects. You know, I got a lot of other things we're going to talk about. We're going to go back 3 years, look at that draft, redraft it. We got mock drafts. We're going to react to mock drafts. So much stuff going on. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We're getting very close to 52,000. I think we just broke 51,300. So appreciate the heck out of all you. Go check out BetUS TV. Thank you so much for sponsoring the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Like usual, stay classy. Effing top.